Hello, my name is Chris Hammond. I'm the Director of Training here with .NET Nuke Corporation. In this video, we're going to talk to you about how you can use the language editor in .NET Nuke to change the portal registration emails. Now, in a previous video, we gave you an introduction to the language editor, which can be found under the Admin Languages page. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to edit the language files that provide the registration emails. So we're going to show you how you can find the language files and then how you can go through and change those registration emails. So we're going to switch over here to a .NET Nuke version 5.6.2 website. And you can see I'm already logged in as a host or a super user account, and I'm under the admin menu on the languages page. Now, in the previous video, we talked about how you can edit language files at the system, the host, or the site level. Now, for a registration email, you're almost likely going to be doing it at the site level, so that's the approach that we'll go ahead and take. I'll click on the Edit pencil underneath the Site option. So this is going to take us to the language editor, and from here we can go in and navigate through the various files. If we want to customize files within a particular module, we can go into Local Resources, Desktop Modules, and find that module. But we're more particularly looking for the language files that are providing the registration emails. Well, fortunately for us, those can be found in the Global Resources file, which is the default file that shows up when you go in to edit languages for the first time. If you were to navigate away from it, though, you could navigate into Global Resources and then click on the Global Resources option. Now, what we're looking for in particular on this screen is the registration emails. And rather than trying to scroll down through this long file to look for it, I'm just going to do a find by pressing Control F here within the browser. And if I type in register, that's going to take us down to the page where we find some information about registration emails. So there's a number of different registration emails that are available to us here. There's an email user registration private body resource file, which shows you the email that shows up if someone's registering on a site that has a private membership, meaning they have to be approved before they're added. There's a private subject message. There's a verified body and a verified subject message. And there should also be public information as well for registrations on emails. But if you want to come in and make changes to those registration emails, you can do so by coming in and editing the email within the text area. So if we wanted to edit the private body email, we could come into this text area and scroll down and see what's actually in here. So it starts off with dir and then display name. So it takes the user information for the account that was created. And it goes in and it provides the registration and portal name for the site that they were getting created on. Has some other information in here. There's a link to the portal. It includes the username and password for the user, and then some additional text. Now, we could come in here and make changes to that. If we don't want to say dir, we just want to start off with the username, we can make a change. We could come in, we could remove the password from the email if you want to restrict that. Now, if you don't tell the user the password, they're going to have a hard time logging into the website, but we could remove it from the email. You can also come in and make additional changes. Now, as you make changes to these emails, now in our case, we're in the body, when you need to go down to the bottom of the file and you need to save the resource file in order to save those changes. What that will do is anytime someone goes to create an account using the private registration options, that email that gets generated will now use that new text. Now, because we were making that change at the portal level or a site level, that resource created a new file. So we made a change to the private registration email. There's now a new file in here called globalresources.portal-0.resx. And it shows us that there's only one thing within that. Or we can deduce that there's only one item in that because of the size of the file. If we were to open this up in an XML editor, we would see that it just has that single change that we made, only the new body for that private registration email. If we make any additional changes, then they would be included in here as well. So you can use the language editor to go through and customize a variety of things within .NET Nuke. A key to modifying things is knowing where they are. So portal registration emails, the admin text, the information that shows up in the admin menu are oftentimes going to be found within Global Resources. Modules in particular are found under Local Resources and then Desktop Modules. And you can see we have a variety of modules available here. one of those being the DNN simple article module. And if we navigate down into that, which this is a module we installed in the previous video, but if we navigate down into that, you can see we have a couple of different folders here. So depending on what you want to edit within the simple article module, there are different resource files for the various user controls. So we can choose one of those files, and it's going to load up the options for that particular file on the right side of the screen. So you can see this particular file is a lot shorter than the previous file, that global resources. So we can scroll and see the entire contents. We can go in and choose files and make changes to those and click on Save Resources to save those changes. So for more information about the languages within .NET Nuke, I'd encourage you to check out our training page found under the Resources tab on .NETnuke.com. There you'll find a variety of free videos as well as information about our upcoming instructor-led training and our custom on-site and online training offerings. Again, this was Chris Hammond with .NET Nuke Corporation. Thanks for watching the video.